The year is 2004. Sequels dominated the year, with Shrek 2 and Spider-Man 2 capturing audiences of all ages. On the gaming side, Halo 2 was home to millions of memories that would be cherished forever. World of Warcraft was the closest thing you knew to what would become social media, and humanity hadn't yet sold out to Mark Zuckerberg. The only lizard overlord you knew was the G-Man. Life was good. Or maybe it wasn't, I don't know you. This is the world Half-Life 2 released into, but even after 2 decades, it is my opinion that it still has yet to be completely surpassed. But how could this be? Thousands and thousands of games have been released in the following decades, many timeless classics in their own right, countless of technological breakthroughs that allow for things developers couldn't even have imagined possible back then. But for what Half-Life 2 is going for, I truly believe it stands at the top. Half-Life 2 stands at the peak of the echelon. It is the outlier. It is the exception. After saying all that, it might surprise you that I played it for the first time in 2024, Half-Life 2's 20th anniversary. This was after completing Half-Life 1, which is a great game, but I think it shows its age in ways its successor does not. Half-Life 1 has problems I can point at and difficulty spikes that'll make even a seasoned player shiver, but Half-Life 2 is truly free from these faults. I don't have to explain to you how people still to this day beg for the third installment, willing to sacrifice their firstborn for even a glimpse of it. Well, actually, there was a third installment, a VR game, but I can't seem to remember what it was called. Half-Life... something. Anyway, what exactly makes Half-Life 2 so great, so grand, so perfect? If you've played it, you know, but if you haven't, I'll gladly explain. There are a lot of elements of Half-Life 2 that stick with me a few years removed now from completion, which is not something I can say for every game I play. The main thing in my opinion that separates Half-Life 2 from its peers, something that is rarely, if not ever attempted, is the complete lack of taking control from the player. All cutscenes happen inside the game. The player and Gordon Freeman are one and the same for the entire journey. Freeman never says a single thing throughout the entire game, never gestures or alludes to anything, but by the end you feel like you know this guy, because you are him, and he is you. Sometimes you get hints about what Gordon is like outside of your control and what he did before the Black Mesa incident, and when you do it's a treat. That is the design philosophy Valve created the entire game with in mind. For example, you are left completely in the dark what the Combine actually is. The Combine is the main enemy group of the game, yet you don't ever really learn anything about them. This is once again Valve fusing you and Freeman together, as he is also left in the dark after the events of Half-Life 1. Valve is a master of show don't tell, as within the opening moments, you see how oppressive the Combine are. The player immediately understands the stakes at hand, that this is a world that has been completely lost, and we might be its only hope. I personally never liked a silent protagonist as much as I like Gordon, which is strange because Gordon is as silent as you can get. But besides Gordon, Half-Life 2 is filled with great characters. Eli Vance, Barry, Dr. Kleiner, and obviously the mysterious G-Man are all extremely memorable. This is truly a testament to Valve's storytelling chops, as the player doesn't really spend much time with anyone. Outside of one, but I'm having a hard time recalling her name right now. Valve's method of storytelling is extremely unique. To compare, Halo 1 was blossoming at the same time as Half-Life, but their sequels went in completely different directions. Halo 2 fleshed out the Covenant and explained the Flood. Half-Life 2 introduced more questions, and basically none of them were answered. I'm not knocking Halo, I love that series, and I think the way Bungie told their story worked, but Half-Life is different. Instead of beginning to explain what you experienced in Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2 introduces even more questions in its first 5 minutes than it ever answers. The way Half-Life 2 is structured is extremely hard to pull off, and that's why I believe it's never been successfully replicated. There's so many moving parts that have to happen. It might seem simple on paper. Essentially, the entire game is to get to a location, then be told to go to a different location. But what's special is that the player truly travels to each location on their own. A cutscene never teleports you. A black screen never drops you off somewhere new. You really do have to travel to these different locations. Each method of locomotion is fun, and it helps to diversify the gameplay. Another core strength of Half-Life 2 is that diversity. New locations, new weapons, new vehicles, new set pieces. You are constantly being introduced to new things so tedium never sets in. Gordon never stays in one place for too long. Speaking of weapons, I've gone on far too long without mentioning the gravity gun. One of the most iconic weapons in all of gaming, there's a reason for it. Being able to pick up almost anything and launching it at your opponents never gets old. The gravity gun must have been a nightmare to get to work successfully without breaking, but that's another beauty of Half-Life 2. Everything works. Everything under the hood works as expected. What other shooter has this level of physics implemented? Valve has a Nintendo-like quality where you can expect their games to be extremely polished. Speaking of Nintendo, I believe Nintendo and Valve share something else in common. The way Nintendo treats Star Fox and the way Valve treats Half-Life are almost the same. Nintendo uses Star Fox as a tech piece, a way to show off graphics or new hardware. Valve does the same with Half-Life, but every time they use Half-Life, it's to push the medium of video games forward. Half-Life 1 introduced the world to storytelling and an emphasis on place and time in a first-person shooter. The entire beginning of Half-Life 1 is spent establishing Black Mesa as a physical location, which was groundbreaking at the time. Half-Life 2 perfected what Half-Life 1 started and did so much more. It showed everyone that's possible to have a great narrative without stopping the player. It's possible to have a grand, cohesive world in a first-person shooter. It's possible to have insane physics at work. The third Half-Life game, the VR title, showed that's actually possible to have a real, fun game in VR. I just wish I could remember what it was called. Oh, that's right, it was